to, you will be able to look at that calendar and pull topics from it if you're struggling. Okay, so get 3 people plugged in. And the thing about getting people plugged into a virtual gym, you guys, is that Shakeology is $130, right? So you earn 25% commission. If you get 3 people signed up on Shakeology, you've got your own Shakeology paid for. So your product is coming to you for free, just based on inviting 3 people. If you invite more than that, that's money in your pocket. If you're inviting people that are getting started with a challenge pack, you're getting more commission on that. So whatever is on top of whatever product you're getting, that's like money in your pocket, right? So if you're looking to get your product paid for, you need 3 people, okay? If you want more than that, then we can help you reverse engineer into that. The next thing you want to make sure you're doing is getting plugged in. So we have team calls on the 1st and 3rd Wednesday of the month at 8:30 Eastern and 12:30 Eastern, and they're just held right here on Zoom. Get signed up for Coach Summit. That is an annual event for everyone, no matter what level of coach you are, no matter how new you are or how long you've been coaching. It's an event that we all go to, and it's like we literally take over the city. So make sure you get signed up for that. And then we want to help you build your business. That's what we're here for, right? So we want you to advance to Emerald, and we have an Emerald University like webinar that you can watch that basically will walk you through how to advance to Emerald, which is the first rank advancement available to you in your business. And it is, we walk you through how to get there in 24 hours. Literally, it is a choice. You find 2 people. Emerald means you and 2 people that you bring into this business, okay? And then you're Emerald. And then you not only are earning commission, but you're also eligible to start receiving team cycle bonuses. And that is where you'll start to see your income grow. And that is where your income will compound and grow quickly by bringing people into the business, okay? So that's Emerald, and I'm not gonna like dive into that because it's not really what this call is about. And then you also have a goal to earn Success Club, okay? So your goal should be to hit Success Club 5. So there's 2 tiers of Success Club. There's 5 and 10. And basically, I have on the worksheet how you can earn Success Club, but a challenge pack is earned 2 points. You earn 2 points. Shakeology on HD is 2 points. HD is home direct. The performance line, which is pre and post workout, is 2 points. If they order the 3 carton bundle of bars, it's 2 points. And any combination of products on home direct that total 90 volume points, personal volume points, you'll earn a 1 point. So your goal is to reach Success Club 5 at a minimum every single month. That means 3 people. It's totally doable if you are posting every day, showing up for your own journey, and using your business activity tracker and messaging and inviting at least 3 people every single day. Now I say at least 3 people because I do way more than that, right? But you're gonna do whatever works for your life and what you wanna get out of this business. So advancing to Emerald, and you can do that within like 24 hours. You could do it tonight and wake up Thursday as an Emerald coach. Like, who wants to do that? Everyone should raise their hand. Yay, I do. Because it is basically just a choice, okay? And you can go watch our Emerald University video. And then hitting Success Club, like it's less than 1 hand, right? Like everyone knows 3 people that they can invite into this business. All right, so that's how you earn Success Club. You're starting to make your list of prospects. And then I wanna talk a little bit about getting you started like on earning some income, right? Because I mean, it's a business. Like, when do I start earning? The sooner you jump into the business, the sooner you'll start seeing paychecks, right? I mean, if you're not inviting people and talking to people, you're not earning commission, you're not advancing in rank, and you're not earning team cycle bonuses, so you're not gonna get a paycheck. So the sooner you jump in and start posting and showing up consistently and doing all the things that I just talked about, the sooner you're gonna get a paycheck. And the longer you do that, the more you're gonna see in those paychecks, right? I mean, it's not all about the money, but it is all about the money. You know what I mean? We don't do this for the money. We do it because it's fulfilling work. But for me, like, I help support my family. So like, I do need this income. So I wanna walk you guys through how you can track and how we can help you celebrate like earning your first $200, okay? So there's a worksheet like in your little packet, and basically there's like numbers 1 through 10. You just, as you're signing people up, you're gonna write their name down, what they ordered. You're gonna track whether you got them plugged into a group. I mean, we always wanna get people plugged into a challenge group, and then track your commission. And then you just like fill in one of those little bubbles for every $10 that you earn. So, I mean, a challenge pack's $160. So like, what is your commission, like $40? Or something like that, right? I'm not a math person. So you would fill in four circles. It doesn't take long to add up, right? And once you start checking off those circles, you're gonna wanna fill in more, which is gonna make you reach out to more people. So that's how, when you get this worksheet filled up, when you cross off all these little circles, then we want you to like snap a picture and send it to your coach or post it in the team page or whatever, because we want to celebrate you for that. That is a big deal, right? That means that you are helping people change their lives. You are getting people started on a health and fitness journey or in this business, and you are making an impact. No matter how big or small it is, you're making an impact, and that's really what we're here to do. So make sure you like print this off and use it. So I'm going to turn it over to Sarah to cover our 4 vital behaviors, which is basically like 4 things that we do day in and day out that drive consistency in our businesses. And Sarah is the dean, so I thought it would be fitting.
Hey, so. Okay, I'm going to chat with you. I'm Sarah. Thanks for hopping on tonight. The 4 vital behaviors, and like Tara said, they are the 4 things that I like to call, they're like your heartbeat. They're vital to your business. If you're not doing these things every single day, it's going to be really hard for you to see success, because they help breed momentum, they help breed consistency, and getting your mind right, because as a new coach, you're going to hit some obstacles, and we tell you that up front so that you know it's coming. It's like driving a car. You know, these are the things that are going to help start your car and keep your car going when you hit a road bump or come to a stop sign or what have you. So the first one is being proof that the product works. You joined our team, maybe you were a challenger beforehand, and hopefully that's not very hard for you to do. This is one of the easier ones of the vitals, because it's showing up and doing your workout, pushing play, drinking Shakeology, and not just doing it from the comfort of your own home, or if you take it to the gym, that's awesome, but it's showing people that you do it. So it's being social about it, whether it's talking about it, you know, in your PTO meetings, or posting about it on social media, doing stories about it, but showing that it's a part of your lifestyle. So big one, being proof the product works. You can't be proof if you're not doing it, but then people don't know that you're doing it if you're not showing it. So that's number 1. Number 2 is connect, invite, follow up. That's all of it. It's all 3. So making connections with people. So if you're not being social about what you're doing, it's going to be really hard to make connections about what you're doing. Connect with other people. They're not going to see what's going on. So if you are putting it yourself out there and talking about it and showing people, then you're gonna instantly have people to connect with, I guarantee you, because people are gonna like your videos, people are gonna like your pictures, people are gonna ask you, what is that shake that you're drinking? So this is how you connect. Then you invite people, and Megan's gonna go into some non-scary invitations that she makes it really easy to put it out there and just say, hey, come do this with me. You've been watching my stories, or you've been seeing my posts and liking them and commenting on them and supporting them. Come do this with me. And then follow up, because most of the time when you put yourself out there, especially for the first time, and it even happens, I've been coaching for 7 years, still happens to me too. When you put yourself out there, people are initially gonna say no, because it's like, I want to watch. I want to see what you're doing. I want to just kind of be on the sidelines. So when you invite people and you get a no, that just means not right now. It just means not right now. I want to keep watching what you're doing. Prove to me that this works. You've got my eye, and you got to follow up. So follow up. I follow up every Friday with people, constantly following up with people. Okay. The third one is to get people results. So get yourself results, but also help other people get results. So committing to, this business. We always say be here in a year because it takes time. I've been here for 7 years, and my first year, if you want to go look at my success line, or how much success I was having in that first year, it was not anything compared to 7 years later what this business has done for me personally, physically, my family, my friends, and what we are providing and hopefully leaving for our children. So commit to be here for a year and get results in your business, not just in the first 30 days, but 60, 90, a year from now, okay? Have a strong vision and why. Like, why are you doing this? We'll talk more about that, and you and your coach will sit down and talk about, what drew you into coaching, into Beachbody, and maybe it's something that you don't feel is really deep and connects you and keeps you driven right now, and it'll come. That was me. I just loved fitness. I loved fitness. I loved working out, and I'm like, sign me up. Sounds awesome. And it wasn't until 2 years later, after I dove into coaching, that my true why started shining bright. So have a vision for yourself and for your business and for your goals, and then commit to that, okay? And those change over time, so don't worry about that. But for your customers, have a safe place for them to be. We have a team, challenge group, virtual gym, whatever you want to call it, accountability group. But as coaches, our job is to support people. We're basically glorified cheerleaders. We don't have to be certified nutritionists, personal trainers, but we support people. We are people. So have a safe place for them to commit to you, where they can show up every day, where you can recognize their achievements, where you can celebrate their small non-scale victories. That's important for helping people get results in their fitness journey. And then for your future coaches, or if you've already signed up coaches, congratulations, that's awesome. But for the people that you'll be bringing onto your team to help you grow your team and this team, because we're all one big team as well, help them earn that first win, that first commission in their first 10 days, like you're going to do. And like we're teaching you, help them stay accountable to their goals, right? Make them write them down for you, like we're asking you to do. Ask them to, show you messages that they're getting, or posts that they're wanting to post, or where they're feeling stuck in these first steps into their business. Hold them accountable. That's how you get results, is accountability. And then the last one, which is one of the most important, is the personal development. Beachbody is huge. If you haven't heard it enough already, you will, and you'll probably get tired of hearing it, but huge on personal development and getting your mind in the right place, feeding your mind, like building yourself up with confidence, because it can be tough as a coach. Hearing a lot of no's, hearing from people that just aren't seeing results, or they're feeling stuck. And this is where you get to pour into learning more about yourself as a leader, learning more about fitness or the business. And so we ask that you read or listen to something, podcast. There's so much to choose from: audiobooks, reading, some kind of personal development for 15 minutes a day, 10 to 15 minutes a day. We have a national wake-up call that corporate puts on with stellar leaders that range from new coaches who are already crushing it in their first 30 days to leaders that have hit every rank and milestone and accolade in the business, that hop on these calls live and share their best practices, their best tips. It is so crucial that you get on, just to hear their wisdom and to learn from them, but to also connect. This is where you can connect with other coaches in the network that are like you, not people that you can go, copy and try to be like, but just relate to and share in their stories so that you feel more comfortable sharing yours. And then we have local events and corporate events like Summit and Super Saturdays all around the nation that you can be a part of as well with the help of personal development. So these aren't hard. They're just important. Like I said, they're vital. So be proof the product works, connect, invite, and follow up, get people results, and do your personal development. Okay. We have a vital process. I don't want to go into too much detail with this because it aligns with the vital behaviors, but I want your focus to be the vital behaviors, because when you can get that down, the vital process is just wham, bam, bam. It just kind of flows with the vital behaviors. But it's essentially just getting your clients started, how you attract them, how you kind of communicate with them, which I feel like is something that you can do one-on-one with your coach, your upline coach. I like to help walk my coaches through those first conversations that can kind of, you're like, I don't know what to say. But that's number one. Number two is helping them, get those results. Number three is helping transition them into a coach. If you see someone that is just thriving in your groups, you're like, dang, this person would make an amazing coach. You invite them. You bring them into our community, the coaching community, and help, what is that word? Not coddle, but help cultivate them into a coach, and then develop and mentor them from there. So that's kind of the vital process that comes from the vital behaviors of connecting, inviting, and following up. So any questions about that? No, sorry, I couldn't see you guys. No? How many of you are doing all four every day? I'll raise my hand. Oh, Tara might have showed you guys this, but the Success Club system tracker, did you go over that?
I kind of just held up mine a little bit, but there's a link to it in the worksheet. So I told them all to print it out and start using it, because
yeah, if you are like, I need a list, make a list and tell me what I need to do every day, that's going to be your jam. It literally tells you check, did that, check, did that. So that's what I use, because I need that, and I'm like Tara, pen and paper gal. But that makes sure that it has your 4 vital behaviors on it already. So they're sectioned off, and it gives you little tips on what to do to kind of level up in your business in each one. And yeah, so if you need in front of you the checklist, that's a good go-to.
Yeah, and I think an easy thing to do too, I know you've got a binder. I keep mine on a clipboard. I just keep it on my desk, and I start a new one each week. But tracking, and I didn't really go over this much, but tracking is going to be really key. I know that when I first started as a coach, I thought, oh, I'll just keep track of everyone in my messenger. And you can do that for a short period of time, but sooner or later you're going to get overwhelmed, and you're going to forget to save it as a new message, or you're going to lose a message, and then you're going to go to message somebody and see that you never responded back to them. And that's just going to reflect poorly on you. So make sure you're tracking, because if you're not, you're leaving money on the table, it's a poor reflection on you if you're not getting back to people who you said you'd send information to, or whatever. Just don't rely on Messenger. And the other thing is what if Facebook or Instagram went away, tomorrow? You have no idea, right? Who you've been talking to. So make sure that you're, using some form of a tracking system, even if you're just writing it in a notebook. But I highly recommend the Success Club system, and that's that business activity tracker, because it gives you everything you need to do. So you don't need anything else. So that's an important part of your business.
Yes, and it gives you a spot on there to track, who you're talking to, which I love, because then it's just, you write it down and you follow up with them and all that good stuff. So that is the vital behaviors. I think next is the invite stuff. So Megan, she was going to share some of her.
Hi.
Best invite. Hi.
Hi. I hope you guys, I'm Megan Zernicke. I've been coaching for 5 years now. I hope the biggest takeaways that you guys are getting from this is that be here in a year, patience. People are going to say no. They're going to want to watch you relax, right? Don't get don't get disappointed. You know, when things don't go crazy, right? So I'm going to talk to you guys about inviting, and I want to tell you a little bit about my story, I guess. And yes, I told Sarah for over a year now. She never gave up on me. She had me on a list, I'm sure, because she kept following up with me. I never thought she was annoying. I did recognize that she was a professional because she kept following up with me, right? But I never thought she was annoying. And now she's one of my best friends, and I get to see her in like 2 weeks, and I can't wait. And our kids are so excited. But anyway, so I own a brewery, and I just started this brewery with my sisters less than a year ago. And I want you to think about, if you're starting a business like this is, think about, you're not just going to start a business down the street and not put a sign out. You're not going to not advertise. You're not going to talk about it. You're going to do all those things. And I want you to see that this is a business too. So I want to give you some things that you can do to invite people. And I want you to not overthink it, right? Keep it super simple. But it's important that when you're posting and sharing, that you're also inviting. Because when I opened this brewery, the brewery was my focus. This business I never would quit on because I love it, and the residual income, you know, our family enjoys that, right? And so while I was opening this brewery, Beachbody business took a back seat. I certainly was sharing about my workouts and stuff, but what I wasn't doing was inviting people to join me. And so then my business slowed down, right? Because you can't just be posting and thinking that people are going to be like, what is she doing? Some people will do that. Those are awesome when those people actually come to you. But for the most part, people probably don't know you run a business, and they're probably too shy to reach out to you. So it's important, two things, that you're reaching new people, you're expanding your network, and that you're also inviting those people. For me right now, Instagram seems to be the best, most fun place to be. And so I'm always searching new hashtags, and I'm always finding new people to comment on and follow. And so make sure that you're doing that now when you first start. Tara talked a lot about how you need to make that list of like all those people that you're ready to reach out to. But while you're doing that, also expand your network and reach new people through commenting, connecting, and talking to them. Then you want to send that invite. You have two funnels. And I think of it, you know, you have a coaching funnel and you have a customer challenger funnel. And so you have to be filling those funnels because, you know, slowly they drip out, right? So you could invite 20 people tomorrow, and it would be great if you had two of those people that would buy a challenge pack and join you. And so you have to remember that you need to be sending these invites to people. Now, if somebody likes a post of mine, if somebody's watching my story, if somebody comments on my stuff, like, I'm going to reach out to them. And that's what you need to remember, is that, like, get over feeling salesy or nervous. Like, just keep it so simple. If you're on Instagram and people are watching your stories, it's so easy to be, especially if you're sharing your workout, like, you have to be sharing about those stuff to be able to be like, hey, do you want to join me? But I'll share all the different script ideas that I use. And there's some in that getting started visual too for you guys. But keep it so simple. If I'm sharing about my workouts, which I do on my stories on Instagram, I go through and I can see the people that have viewed it, right? And then you need to message those people and be like, hey, I saw you're watching my stories. Are you thinking about joining my boot camp? Keep it so simple. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Sometimes I feel so stupid, but it's fun to connect with my followers. Have you ever thought of joining my virtual gym? Like, so simple, but let them know that you have a business. Or if you see somebody on Instagram or Facebook or something, don't be afraid to ask them and plant that seed. Like Sarah did to me, she planted the seed about coaching. And of course I didn't say yes, right? Thank goodness she didn't give up, right? And so you have to just go out and plant that seed. So I know you can think of probably 5 people at least that would be great coaches. Reach out to them and just say, hey, you know, I'm doing this thing. I love it. I think you'd be great at it. Have you ever thought about being a Beachbody coach? They're going to say no to you, right? But keep following up with them. And that's not something you do following up like every 3 days, right? But like Sarah did for literally a year, she followed up with me for like every month or every other month. Same thing that I did with Tara. Tara said no to me. She's ghosted me several times. Like, you guys know that that's going to be people's first reaction. They're not going to jump into this. And so it's being that consistent person that shows up and then consistently invites them and lets people know that they can join you. So I'm going to share a bunch of stuff, but you can't set a goal, set a doable goal. 5 people a day. Are there 5 people that you can find on Instagram to follow? Are there 5 people that you can find on Instagram to message? Are there 5 people that have liked your picture of your kids recently that you can just message and just say, hey, thanks for the love on my pictures. Oh, my kids are driving me crazy right now, or something. And they'd be like, hey, I don't know if you saw my posts about fitness, but I'm starting up a virtual gym. Are you thinking about, what do you think about joining me? Or I think it'd be so fun to do this together. Keep it so simple. And I'll share all those because for me, I like to see other scripts of what people are using. And then just send those out to a certain amount of people every single day. Because like I said, when I was consistently sharing, my business was not growing. When I take time to invite people and shoot that little small message, I'm starting those conversations. And then those are going to be, I don't track the people that I send that initial message to. When they respond back, then it's like go time. They're on my tracker. I know when to follow up with them. So it's so important that you guys are having these conversations with people to keep that funnel really full, because then, then you have those people that you're reaching out to and that will come out of that funnel. So I'll share all that in S.W.E.A.T so you guys can see all that stuff too. So, all right, that's all I got.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. I think too, just keeping it super simple, that's what works. I love Instagram too. If you're not on Instagram, I highly recommend that you create an Instagram account and start using stories. There are some training videos that we can get you set up with, or you can just go on YouTube and Google how to do Instagram stories and you'll come up with a lot of stuff. And I think one thing too to keep in mind is that it's really important that you realize that this is your business, right? Like, it's not anyone else's responsibility to take your hand and like walk you up every single step. You have to climb those steps, and we're going to be there to support you and cheer you on and give you all the tools and resources that you need. But this is going to require like an effort from you. It's not like, if you're not showing up, then we're going to take that cue from you and say, okay, like we might say like, okay, what can I do to support you? What's going on? But if we don't hear from you, like, I need more support, or I'm struggling with this, or, whatever it is, then we're going to take that cue and we're going to kind of just let you do your thing, right? But if we see you like showing up and you're killing it, or you're reaching out, asking for that support and that guidance and saying like, hey, here's a conversation I had, what would you say? Or, I'm not sure how to reach out to whatever. If you're actively engaged and plugged in, then we also will take that cue and we will run with you. Okay. So we want you to be self-starters. This is your business. We're not running this business for you. This is your business. You're the CEO, and you're going to have to put yourself out there. That can seem scary, but like Megan said, don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Like, you are not annoying people. And think about it. I like to think about it this way, because a lot of times from new coaches, I hear like, I don't want to annoy my friends and family, or I don't want to follow up because I don't want to come off as being like pushy. Here's the thing. That is such a selfish way of thinking. That means that literally I think that people are sitting out there staring at their messenger box thinking like, when's Tara going to, oh my God, Tara's going to message me again today. Oh, Tara's posting my workout today. Like, they are 24/7 watching me. That is legit not happening, you guys. Like, lots of people don't even see my posts. Okay. So it's not annoying to them. And I also like to think about it this way. Like, no one's paying that much attention to you. Like, you can step down off that pedestal and stop thinking so highly of yourself, because no one's really paying that much attention to you, right? Everyone is just as busy as you are, and they've got kids or other businesses, or they've got jobs or spouses or activities. Like, they have lives too. So they're not sitting there like being annoyed by you. And if anything, the message that I get when I follow up with people is, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I didn't reply. Like, thank you so much. I've been meaning to message you. I just forgot. And it's like people thanking you. And I guarantee you that like any veteran coaches on here are probably nodding their head saying the same thing, right? No one ever, I don't think I've ever had anyone say like, do not contact me again. Like, I don't think I've ever had anyone say that. And if you do, that's okay. Like, thank them for being honest, right? Like, they're not your people, that's okay. Love and release them, let them go. Don't get hurt feelings. You know, this isn't for everybody. So don't overcomplicate it, keep it simple. Do your vital behaviors, start making those lists, and like Megan said, start connecting, and think of it as building relationships. Like, if you're dating and you meet a guy or whatever, you don't go home with that person the first night if you're looking to create a relationship, right? So no one's going to sign up with you after having one conversation. You have to nurture that relationship. You have to get to know them, ask them about their goals, right? Put some time and effort into them as a person and see how you can help them. And then they will feel valued. They will feel like they trust you, like they know you, they like you. And then, like I said, when they have that need, or when they feel like, I really need to do this, you're going to be the go-to person that they think of. So those vital behaviors are really just key, like Megan was saying too, with the consistency. When she stepped back and stopped inviting, you know, people aren't just knocking at your door, right? We have to invite them and let them know that we have something for them to join. And I also like to think of this business in this sense, is that when you think about how you post on social media right now, do you share about like the hair products you use, or the jeans that you love, or the hair salon that you go to, or where you get your nails done, or where you get regular massages, or where you take your kids for daycare, or what school they go to, or you rave about their teachers on social media, or whatever, like all the things that you love in your life, right? You're already sharing. Beachbody should be no different, right? You have this passion for fitness and health and wellness and making an impact and finding your purpose and stepping into that, right? And like, that's a responsibility. And sharing what we love just empowers everyone else to do the same. So it's not salesy, it's not pushy. It's only salesy and pushy and icky if you're like, buy this, buy this. I don't care about you. I don't care about your goals. I just want you to sign up. And then you're not going to last long if that's your outlook. But if you are in this business because you're passionate about the results you got, or helping other people get results, or you just want to, you have a deeper inspiring why, then you're going to connect with people in a natural way, and inviting them is just going to be another natural thing, just like sharing about your hair products, your makeup, or whatever else. And they're going to see how happy you are and how the results that you're getting, and they're going to want to drink the Kool-Aid eventually. And if they don't, because not everyone will, it's okay. You just stay in your lane and let them do their thing while you do yours, right? This isn't for everybody, and that's totally okay. So that's pretty much all we have for you tonight, unless Megan or Sarah has anything else. No? All right. I can't see Megan. Does anyone have any questions? We can quickly, I don't see any in the chat, but if anyone has questions, you can throw a hand up. I can unmute you. I don't know if that was a hand or anybody. Don't be shy. We don't bite, I promise. So the cool thing, you guys, is that if you don't have questions now, that's okay. Or if you're just too shy to ask them, that's okay too. Oh, here. Okay, good. What I was going to say is you have access to us, like all of us, in Sweat Society. So you can use that as like a forum to have conversations, and there's just amazing amount of resources in there. So Emily's asking, how soon do you follow up with people? I mean, for me, I don't know, maybe like Sarah can give some input too here, but for me, it depends on like the type of conversation. So for me, a lot of times it's circumstances. It also depends on like where I'm at in the month, but I would say that after I've invited someone, I don't wait, I usually wait like a couple of days, like maybe 3 days. Sometimes I follow up with them the next day even, and just say like, hey, I just wanted to make sure you saw my message. I know, and like what I will actually say is like, I know I open up messages and I intend to reply, and then I get busy and I forget about them. So I just want to make sure you got my message. So it kind of depends on what you've invited them to or how you left the conversation. But, I would say like a few days, no more than a week. I don't know. Sarah, do you have a different opinion on that?
No, I think it's very similar to what you do, but with following the Success Club tracker, it's on a weekly basis, and so everybody that I write down, because I write down everybody that I talk to, I either, if I don't follow up with them, like if I don't write a note to say, oh, they want me to follow up with them on Friday because they get paid on Friday or whatever, then I check it if I followed up with them. But if not, I put an arrow to move them to the next week. So I do mine usually every Friday. It's like follow-up Friday. That just is the day that works best for me, unless they've given me a specific time to follow up. So mine's most of the time weekly. But it just depends on the conversation.
I mean, like I'll have some conversations where it's like going, it's a hot conversation, and then all of a sudden it's dead. So I'm not going to let that go like very long, like more than probably 24 hours. I'm just like, hey, you're probably really busy, and usually the case is that they were super busy or something happened in their family, like someone got sick or, whatever. So you don't want to you want to stay top of mind. And like Megan mentioned too, that shows that like, this is legit, you're not just like, oh, they didn't get back to me, they must not be interested. It's not your job to try and figure out what's going on up in people's brains. Like it's really, you have no idea. So don't try and guess, so don't psych yourself out by saying like, oh my gosh, I sent them a message, they never got back to me. 99% of the time, it's probably because they were busy and they forgot, or they opened your message and then, forgot it was there. So I would say definitely no more than a week. And if you're having a really like in-depth conversation, then just keep it going, and just keep saying like, I don't mean to be a bother. I just want to make sure I don't want you to miss out, or like things like that. And we can help you with those things too.
I was just going to add in, like, and then if I have girls that are like, oh, not right now, or I'm not quite ready yet. I often like, when I'm putting together my next challenge group, I'll just send them a message and say, hey, I'm starting up this such and such boot camp. I know you might have been interested before, just wanted to see if you thought you were ready yet or something. So I kind of do it like every month or couple, every 2 months for those people that kind of give you a like, not right now, but maybe in the future kind of thing. So.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Cause I mean, I've had people that I have messaged like month after month after month inviting them, and they never say no, like stop contacting me. They just say like, let me know when your next group is. And they just keep saying that. So I do. And eventually they'll say yes. Eventually they'll be like, okay, I'm finally ready, or they'll say like, oh, I've decided to do, whatever. So yeah, definitely you don't want to discard those people. You definitely want to put them on, some sort of follow-up for the next group. Okay, so we have another question. Timing of starting a challenge group: to invite and then give people enough time to say yes and then get products. When do I start talking about my group? How far before the start date? So that's a really good question. I know that some people do like a hard start date for their challenge groups. And there's a couple of different approaches to this. You can do like, my challenge group starts on March 11th, okay? So you obviously would want to, what I would suggest is like having a planner or a calendar and backing up into that. They need a week for shipping, and you would need like a week of probably prep, so that's 2 weeks. So you want to start talking about that at least a few weeks to a month, ahead of that, to get people like plugged in and ready to go. I do like a rolling enrollment, meaning like anybody can jump in my boot camps at any time. I announce a start date, and we usually like start over on that date, but I have people joining my groups all the time. So it kind of depends on what your approach is. And I don't know if Sarah, if you do the same thing or something different, but I know that people do, whatever works for them.
Yeah, mine's an ongoing group. I put the link up on the top of the chat if you're interested in seeing what it is that we do in the team virtual gym, but it's a revolving group. and people just hop in and get started. So there's no set start date. I found that even as a newer coach with hard start dates, it was always harder to get people to commit. Ironically enough, sometimes you can use it as like a get them to buy, like get them to commit. Oh, 3 days until we start. 3 days until we start. But I just found that it was harder for me to do that. So with the revolving, it's like when you're ready, you hop in, and that way I'm working with the willing, and when they're ready, they'll reach out or I'll follow up with them, So check it out if you want to. You can join, just request to join our virtual gym, and you can see what it's all about. And you can copy what we're doing in there if you want. That doesn't say that hard start date groups don't work. I know people run 21-day groups, 30-day groups, monthly groups. So you just kind of have to find what works for you. And we've got a lot of tools in our Google Drive and online that can help you organize that and figure out, kind of read through material of what might work for you.
And the other thing is that you don't, as a new coach, necessarily have to be running your own groups. I mean, I know most of my people, as newer coaches, they'll help me co-host. And then when they build some confidence, or like for Kendra, for example, when she built up, when she started getting a lot of customers, they wanted to sign up, those people were signing up with her. So she kind of felt like a responsibility to those people to be running a group for them. And so she branched off. And there's nothing that makes us more proud. It's like the most bittersweet thing in this business is like seeing our baby coaches go off and like do their own thing. But it's like the most proud moment, right? Because that means like you're becoming a leader. But by all means, like we all have challenge groups going on. And you are welcome for, until you start feeling like confident and start building up, some customers where you feel like, okay, I think I want to do my own group. You can plug them into, like for me, you can plug them into my challenge group, and you can help me co-host it. You can do some of the posts, and we can work together on that. But I always have a challenge group that's open to any of the downline. So any coaches in here. So you can get plugged in. And I know Sarah's the same way, Megan's the same way. So you don't have to feel that pressure of like, what do I do? You can plug them into our groups to get started. So hopefully that answers that. I mean, I know it's kind of vague, but a lot of things are going to be that way. It's kind of going to be like what works best for you. And a lot of it's going to be trial and error. Maybe you want to try a hard start date, see how it goes. And the other thing I'll mention too is that when we have like new launches, like those of you that were around or joined with like Transform 20, that's our newest program that came out. Like for those kinds of new product launches or workout launches, we usually do like a hard start date for that launch, because it's like the most new exciting thing, and it gives us a reason to like, okay, you've got to sign up by this date to get into this group. But that doesn't mean that we don't allow people into the group. It just means that you're not going to be starting when we start that program, which is okay. So, all right. Any other questions? These are all good questions, you guys. And remember, just, don't overthink it. Like, don't sit there and get into like, what is that, analysis paralysis or whatever, when we start not doing anything because it seems so overwhelming or we're analyzing everything. The best advice that I can give you is just to jump in, get your feet wet, do it, and commit to a program, commit to a meal plan, focus on your journey, show up on your social media every single day, be consistent, and make sure that you're just reaching out to people and making those connections and inviting them, and then engaging and getting plugged into our team pages and the calls. Because if you're in an accountability group, you know why they work, because you feel connected, right? it's like if you don't post, then no one's going to miss you. It's like if you don't show up for team calls, then no one's going to notice that you're not doing the work or working your business, right? So get plugged in, because there's that level of accountability, and there's also that level of community. That's when we start feeling like you are part of something bigger. Like, this is not just about me and my business. Like, when I think about what we're doing collectively as Sweat Society, and then even beyond that as Beachbody, I mean, I'm so proud to be a part of this organization, because we're changing the world, you guys. We are helping people get healthy, mind, body, and spirit. We're helping people get through some of the hardest things that they have been through in their lives, through fitness, moving their body, fueling their body properly, and helping support their family. And there's nothing that inspires me more than seeing women earning what they're worth and supporting their family and putting that back into their family and their community and giving back. And that's why I do what I do. And I think that's why Sarah does this, and Megan. And I mean, you look at the longevity, like Sarah's been doing this for 7 years. I've been a coach for going on 5 years. Megan's been coaching for 5. Put in the time, and you guys, it's worth it. It's worth it to be here. Like Megan said, give it a year and put the work in, and just be consistent and show up, and just know that you have support. And when you start feeling doubtful, reach out, because we're here to help you. Okay. So I can't thank you guys enough for hopping on. Oh, there's another comment here. Coach calls on the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays of the month. So we do a daytime call and an evening call, and they're Eastern time, 8:30. The first Wednesday, I think, is that the night call, Sarah? The first Wednesday of the month?
I think we moved it to just once a month, didn't we?
Oh, did we? I don't know. Maybe I have that wrong.
The next call that we're doing like big is April, the first Wednesday in April, and I have a guest speaker, Brad. I can't say his last name. It's like Bajak or something like that, but
okay.
It's all about mindset, and the kind of mindset you've got to have to build a booming business. It's going to be epic. Like, he's awesome. So that's coming up in April, the first Wednesday in April at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. So I think we did agree on once a month. Yeah. So, but we always post them in Sweat Society and then in our respective team pages too. So there'll always be like a reminder. It's this same meeting ID, unless it's like a special guest, like that April call might have a different meeting ID. So just watch for that. And that's why it's important too to plug into the team pages, because that's where information trickles down. So Sarah, as an elite coach, gets access to information before most of us do. And so she trickles that down to us, and then we, filter that out. So you get access to a lot of information, and there's just so many resources in there. If you have a question, it's probably been asked in there. So you can use the search function in there too, but plug into the team page, because that's where all the information is shared. So for sure. All right, anything else before we wrap this up? I love all the questions. All right, going once, going twice. Okay, well, we can't thank you enough, you guys, for getting on and just taking time out of your day, your family, your evening, and just being with us on this call. It just shows us the commitment that you have to getting your business going, and we appreciate your time and energy so much. I know this is a lot of information. We don't expect you to memorize it all. We know you're going to have questions, and we know that you're going to stumble and fall, and that's okay. We're here to help you, pick up the pieces and keep going. So lean on us and get plugged in and use us as your resource, because we're here to help you succeed. And that's really what we love to do. So make sure you use us for sure. So with that, you guys have a great night. Thanks again for taking out the time. And we'll talk to you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.